I wanted to talk about a couple different altcoins that I believe in for this cycle, meaning either the next 6 months, depending on whenever we peak, right? Bitcoin might go to 150,000 and then this bull run is over, or it continues, absolutely no idea. My thesis in crypto has always been the same, and that is, if you buy at this point here, and then it dips and eventually it goes here, and you want to sell at that point, it doesn't matter when you buy in between. You can't really time it, this entire thing is pretty random. So if you buy here, and then it goes down by, let's say, 50%, happens. But if your upside potential and the goal that you have is like a 5 to 10x, does it really matter? No. As long as your money is locked up in here, you're not using it anyways. The whole point is, in the future you can sell it, have more money. That being said, while I am much smarter this time around than last bull run, and I did convert probably 50-60% of all my coins just into Bitcoin, which significantly lowers how much money you can lose. I also have the other like 30, 40, 50% in alts right now that I plan on selling and converting into Bitcoin and stables later on at the end of this year. If it's the exact same 4-year cycle as last time, so we have the exact same bumps here, then we look at October, November, end of December of this year. But what it ends up doing, I don't know. With AI growing rapidly, and this take being pretty accurate, that in an AI world, blockchain will literally be the only way to authenticate anything and decentralize the AI power, it might not be a 4-year bull run like the last couple times, it might be prolonged and go longer. But I think no matter what happens, once Bitcoin hits like 150,000, I will sell like 50 to 70% of all my alts, just to be safe. Because if something is up 4x, it's great, but unless you take the money out, there isn't really any gains. So at least convert it to Bitcoin. If we all believe this goes to $1 million eventually anyways, and then be ranked as high or even above gold, with all the governments buying it up, the institutions, the different countries, and even states in America, this seems like a plausible future, kind of de-risk. For the coins, some of them I mentioned before, some of them might be a bit new. What I've been holding all the way up from 50 cents up to $2.20, and now all the way down to here, is Aerodrome Finance. Think of this like Uniswap or SushiSwap, but for Base. And I think Base as an ecosystem eventually has to take over, considering that right now, ETH is not just outperforming Bitcoin and the market in general, but ETH sucks really bad. And once crypto becomes the main frontier again, where all of retail investors go into to make lots of money, and then Ethereum gas fees are going to be quite high, like last time around, where you spend like $200 and more for a single transaction just to make it go through immediately. And Base as a blockchain solves that right now, which means if we have Uniswap that went from $3 up to $40 last bull run, so did like a 12x, I think Aerodrome can do something similar considering the market cap is far lower. No matter what that does, the next time it goes to like $2.50 or $3, I'm probably going to sell most of that and convert it into Bitcoin. Next up on the list is the Penguins. Penguins are performing really well. We had this huge airdrop that was worth about $2 billion on market cap when it came out. And I sold my airdrop immediately because that's what most people do, right? If you get free money, what do? You don't care about the token, you simply sell it. Around this point here, Luke Belmer said that he put in more than 7 figures, so over $1 million invested, which I thought was pretty retarded, considering that the entire market was on a downtrend. We went down by like 70-80%, and once we had this confirmation here, around end of April, start of May, where we 2x'd in the course of 2 weeks, and they established themselves more and more as a big player, that's when I bought it again. I've seen it in a couple different private communities mentioned, and also had a good feeling. Sometimes you just go with your gut feeling. And I bought it at 1.2 cents. And if you look at what they are doing when it comes to memes and marketing and being a player in the crypto industry compared to some of the other meme coins that are worth like 5 to 10 times as much, like Bonk and Pepe and Shiba, I think Pudgy Penguin is most likely going to overtake Shiba for sure. And I would rank it right next to Dogecoin, where I think that this cycle alone, this should go to like 25 to 30 billion in market cap. But it has been a pretty good month, and whenever you feel like, oh, it's up already, it's getting too late to buy it, that's when it goes up again. And then you feel like, oh, it's too late to buy it, and then it goes up again. And then it does that again. It turns out if you are into crypto, you're in like the top 2% of people, because the other 98% that are going to buy this in the future, they have yet to join crypto, and they have no idea this even exists. So when it comes to betting on one single meme coin for this cycle, probably that. And if you bet on teams, then we can also bet on Superverse by Elio Trades. Similar story for me here. Bought it around here at $1. It went up, didn't sell it. It went down, didn't sell it. Now we're back at the price of last year. And I think once gaming becomes useful and people actually play the games, and we see a market cap of hundreds of billions and not just 21 billion, then anything in gaming should go up by quite a lot. That's why also things like Build on Beam and other coins and projects that build the infrastructure underneath it deserve a far higher market cap in the future. Right now, not really. This is the accumulation phase where nobody really wants to buy it. But from a future point of view, most of these are going to go up, especially once GTA 6 gets released. But that will take at least 1 more year. Now for the other half of coins, they're all AI based, for which I have DSync, 0x0, as well as Zkml. And then also Astra. Astra not really, because I have no idea what this is, but I just saw a couple minutes ago that in the replies for one of Alex Becker's latest tweets, he mentioned that he has a colossal bag of Astra, and you are correct. As he is heavily exposed to AI-based coins, and he's still down like 30 million, is what he said, which is quite a lot, I would assume that he simply plays the long game, and most AI coins are automatically going to go up by a lot. But if this microcap coin of less than 20 million market cap will do so, I don't know. I don't have this one myself. I will look into it more. Right now I hold 0x0. Again, wish I would have sold when you got a 4x here from these levels down here, but I didn't. This has a 5% buy and sell tax, but also a 5% transaction tax, which means if you send it from one wallet to another, you lose 5% of your tokens. Because that means if you keep it in the same wallet and you spend $100 of buying these tokens, it needs to go up to $111 to offset the cost of 5% for buying and selling it, which will be taken off of it. That way it's more deflationary though, but also quite annoying. Then we get Astra. This is down quite a lot, but they do all the cool things where they say words like on-chain one-stop solution for your deepened cloud and AI computing needs. If they end up doing that and people will use it a lot, different question, but that's what we buy it for, potential in the future. And then there's Zkml. This got pushed a couple times by Alex Becker as well. 2 videos alone pumped this up by like 40-50 million in market cap. And over the past 6 months, this is I think the only AI coin that I was holding that has an uptrend and not a significant downtrend from these levels here back in March. Privacy and security with blockchain and AI frameworks. To be fair, I have no idea if they do anything they say. To me, this one is a picture on Twitter where they say words. Do they do it? Are people using it? Are there projects that integrate this? I don't know. This is all based on potential. Just like the guy from OpenAI who founded his own company, this one, where Ilya, the co-founder and former chief scientist of OpenAI, is raising $1 billion for a startup, Safe Superintelligence, at a more than $30 billion valuation. Most of crypto is the exact same thing. We see teams that are building something that in the future hopefully has a use case where they actively use it, and there are millions of people around the world, lots of companies that integrate whatever they're building, but it's all just perception and valuation. If we look at any coin that I mentioned so far, it makes no logical sense that it was worth 50 cents per token 6 months ago, and now it's worth 12 cents per token if they had 6 additional months of a team building and growing this project. Percentage-wise, all of these altcoins only have like 1, 2, or 3% of my portfolio in them because of Astra stays at this price or goes to 0. It doesn't hurt the other 97 or 98% of my portfolio, especially when like 60% of that is Bitcoin, which is in the long run going to go up anyways. But if a coin does something like a 10 or 20x, then my 2% investment grows to 20 or 40% of my portfolio. I can convert most of that into Bitcoin and just stack it over time. If our base is down here and we want to get to whatever goal we have financially, then sure, we can buy a bunch of memes and hopefully get the exponential push, which is very unlikely because it's pure gambling. We can buy layer 1 coins, which hopefully grow like that. Or we can do a combination of both, where you buy some altcoins and whenever they do the exponential rise, you just convert it to Bitcoin so we are more stable. And it looks more like that, where you have a couple big gains and then it flatlines more because you de-risk. And at least in my mind it makes sense that if you want to get to whatever financial goal, instead of trying to get there in 1 year from now, why not 5? Is it going to be that much worse? No. It's the same with working out in the gym. Sure, you can take a bunch of steroids and get to your dream physique in 1 year, which then fucks up your body for the rest of your life. Or you simply work out over the course of 5 years, you get there anyways, you have the benefits for the rest of your life regardless, and you approach it much safer. If you think in longer time frames, you significantly reduce the risk. And it makes much more sense to think and make one single good decision than trying to make 50 mediocre decisions that all don't work out. I am personally in a couple different private communities. I'll have them linked down below. And if you have a couple thousand or more to invest, it makes a lot more sense to buy one coin that has a good chance of doing like a 5x than trying to gamble and hopefully make 100k. Or most likely lose your 5,000 and then you have nothing, and that kind of sucks. Knowledge is power and you should know a lot. Don't lose your money, don't forget to drink your coffee, and have a good rest of your day. Take care.